Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we'll be going through the AFL Fantasy preseason game for the Hawks and the Collingwood Magpies, and we'll be reviewing how individuals went, their role, their time on ground, and how they actually scored. So quickly before we get into the video, this will be a part of a series of, I guess, 9 or so uploaded in the near future in quite quick succession as I go through all of the last round of games, as it'll be quite a lot easier than the other games that we've had, the intra clubs and the first round of games, to get scores and look at how players' roles and stuff had. And obviously you have to take it, I guess, with a slight pinch of salt, as there was 30, 28, 26 type of players playing. And so time on grounds will improve also, and roles will improve. Points will slightly be scaled up for a lot of players as well. So now we look at switch over to this screen. The Hawks versus the Collingwood Magpies, 106 to 100 in the end. So tight game, but don't expect the Hawks to be that close in the season, to be honest. Now we look. So we have the other Daicos brother than most people would like up here at 105, including me at this point when the game had finished. To see him here, I was like, and the other Nick Daicos down the other end, I was like, oh no. He had a really good game. So I hear Daicos 84 average. So in the end, I did have him going up from the 78. I was probably wrong in that he will only go up to 84. He probably could go up to 90 now looking at the results of that game. But yeah, so I had him going up. Taylor Adams, another good game. I didn't expect it from him. Probably can't consider 2 goals for Taylor Adams to be consistent. So could average 90 this year going off that. But I think with Nick Daicos having a tough game, and I think he'll come back better. Probably knocks Taylor Adams down a little bit. Crisp, another good game. Very consistent guy. I could see why you'd probably take him. But I think there's just a little bit more better options. Daicos, another great game for him. 8 clearances. But it looks, well, from this, and if I quickly go over to Daicos in AFL Fantasy, Jordan Daicos. So, looking at 2022. So, looking at Jordan Daicos in AFL Fantasy, we see here he only had average 2 tackles and 2 marks a game. So, something that he really needs to rely on is his actual disposals and whether he's there. So, I actually toyed with. He was sort of a thought that popped into my head saying, maybe go with him. But now looking at those stats of 2 marks, 2 tackles a game, that's only, like, he's dropping 20, 15 points on a lot of these 100-point scorers, 90-point scorers, just in terms of marks and tackles. So if he gets tagged out of a game, like I expect him to get tagged in some games over the likes of Nick Daicos, when Nick Daicos starts to be able to avoid a tag. When he starts to be able to do that, you have to tag Daicos, and when he's tagged out of games, he is absolutely out of games. There's no tackles, there's no marks, so that's a reason why I probably wouldn't go for him. Newcomb, another great game here for him. I just think there's probably better value in the likes of, well, now if you wanted to put Gordon in your forward line, in your midfield, you could, but I'd stick with him in your forward line. Sherrer's around that same price, and I think he's almost a better option. You have Tom Green as well, who I currently have in my team, who's a little bit cheaper, but I think is a better option. But Newcomb is around that pack of players at that 720 to 770 range. I know it's a largest range, but all those type of guys, you're basically fighting out for one spot. And I don't know, I think probably not for Newcomb. Cam Mackenzie, this is exactly what everyone wanted to see. Surely debuts round 1 now because of that. Now moving on to Mitchell, and this is the type of Mitchell I thought we get to see with him. The only problem I have is that I need probably another 6 or so to go evens in kicks would be great here, and this is sort of his. For him, I think we need to see him having 13 to 15 kicks a game and 13 to 15 handballs a game. That would get you, what, roughly 75 or so points in itself, 65 to 70 points, and then for him to get 5 to 6 tackles a game would get you another 20 to 25 points, and another 5 or so marks would get you another 15, so that'd be 40. So that would be your sort of 105, 110 right there, if he can get those sort of like 15, 15, 5, 5 type splits. So it's a little bit down, but I think he can do better, especially considering time on ground was 76%. That'll go up to, if we look at Mitchell in this, Tom Mitchell, what was his time on ground last year? 79%. Year before that, 84%. The year before that, 83%. Year before that, 90%. Didn't play. 90%. So I think he does have a tank that's able to get those extra 10 or so percent time on ground, and he'll be floated in the midfield a little bit more, which sort of helps him to get those extra 3 or 4 disposals. So I do think he still is an option, and I think with people walking away from him, there certainly is a little bit of upside there to get Mitchell in, or to keep Mitchell, I guess. Amond, I think this is pretty much his ceiling here at this price, especially because he had 9 marks. I don't think he'll get that much often. Lipinski injured. Sicily, I think this is the type of range that we see him in, around that 87, especially. He's not going to get much more time on ground, so you can pretty much discredit that from bumping up his, boosting his statistics. So you have him around 20 to 23 disposals, 10 marks, and like 17 kicks. That's 30 from the marks and like 50 from the kicks. So you're basically hoping for him to somehow get around, what, 25, 30 points from handballs and tackles, and I just don't think he will. Especially because he'll also have games where he doesn't have 10 marks. He'll have like 6 mark games, etc. That will drop him down. Worpel there. The only problem I have with Worpel is that, how do I say this? Is that he does have a very big tendency to use very, very inefficiently. If we look here to advanced and we look at disposal efficiency, where was he? Where is he? Here he is, 63%. I'm pretty sure that was one of his better games. So that's a problem I have with him. So I won't be going with him over the likes of Bruin, I believe, at the moment. Is that what I've got at the moment? No, I went with 3. I actually went with, because I don't see there being much better forwards at the moment. So I went with Bruin there and went with the 3 big rookies. So there was no place for Worpel in my team, unless I wanted to get rid of Worpel, get rid of Sheed for Worpel, which could be an option, and then be able to go up in other places. Wingard, no. McDonald is an interesting one, but I think he's just too overpriced for what you're going to get this year. If he's able to, I think he's able to produce 60 this year, or so, 55, looking at these stats. But he's priced at, where's McDonald here? Connor McDonald is priced, don't want 2017, want 2023. If you go to it, he's priced at, what's that? Priced at 56, so it's going to be hard for him to go 65, 70 or so. So no, Jarman MP, no. Ward's another one. I think he wasn't playing in the midfield as much, considering 73% time on ground. So another guy to look at to take points off the likes of Worpel as well. So something just to look into. More Cameron, sorry, I should say. This should dispel any person picking Cameron over the likes of Witts or Marshall or English, basically. Will Day, another good game down back, but so he's definitely a guy like that should average in that 70. What is he priced at this year? Will Day is priced at 60, so you need him to go 80, and I don't think he can go 80, so that's why he's not going to be there. Dylan Moore, bad game, but 43% time on ground. You can basically double that, and he's obviously not going to double points, but doubling that roughly gets him to that 100 or so. He probably only played second half or first half. He probably only played a half of footy. Majacek, Kaczynski, you're starting to get down to, and then you see Daicos here down at 58, and he got tagged by, who was it, Finn Magnus, the whole game, and I was just like, why? And it sort of does open up the thought of that he's gonna have to learn how to evade tags, which he will in years to come. But for that reason, while he's trying to learn how to evade tags, he's going to put up low scores. And I think that's one of the reasons why you sort of have to take him out for the moment. Once he gets through, I believe he has a pretty tag-heavy start to the season. So we'll see if he's 2022, 2023. Yeah, we want 2023. Geelong will tag him probably. Port, don't know if they have a tagger. St Kilda certainly do. I'm pretty sure Port does. Sydney will tag him. GWS will tag him. Anyone else here that's got a tag? But he's going to get tagged 6 to 8 times this year. So if he doesn't learn how to be able to evade the tag, it's going to be problem stations. Lloyd Meek at 50, yeah, you can basically take out whatever I said early on in the season that he's going to be a good ruckman choice. If we look here, was he number 1 ruck and he did that? Well, he was secondary ruck and he did that, I think. I'd have to look at CBAs, but I'm pretty sure he was secondary ruck. Reeds attended a lot more. And yeah, Mason Cox pretty much dispels any Cameron number 1 ruck stuff. So if we go back down here, just to the end here, and there's McStay's not a good option. Why would I even start to talk about him? No other really options down here. And yeah, so that's my review of the Hawks Collingwood AFL Fantasy preseason game. So remember to like and subscribe, as more videos will come out quickly about these preseason games, as I gotta get them out as the preseason, I guess, is close to being over, with only like 12 or so days left. So we'll get those out, and there'll be my reviews of the players and how they did. So yeah, there'll be previews, probably a playlist created now in the top right corner, so you can see the other, I guess, reviews, actually, I should say, of the other games. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.